Hello everybody, and welcome back to, once again, Rimworld. As always, I am back with some more Rimworld, and, yeah, we're here to expand the colony. The colony is doing pretty good, as I mentioned before. Last time we did get another raider attack, and funny enough, there was a really scary thing that happened, mainly for Veldron. Veldron was the only one who ended up taking a serious damage, seeing as his stomach was destroyed. But apparently he is actually still able to eat, even though his efficiency rate is at 0%, just means that he eats very, very slowly, which is actually kind of a nice thing. I wonder if that means that if your legs are completely destroyed and they're at 0%, I wonder if that still means colonists can somehow still move. I don't know if that means they'd be crawling on the floor, but they, I don't know if that would mean that they would still move and just move very, very slowly, as opposed to, anything else. Let's go ahead and mark down this scrap. We've done enough time kind of missing out on scrap that we could have ended up hauling into the colony, just because simply I didn't mark it when those things originally landed. We have actually gotten, yeah, there's more scrap right there, but we can actually ignore that. It would be nice to grab the scrap, but actually the more I think about it, it's probably also not really all that necessary at all. All the bodies are gone, so we could go ahead and turn off the crematorium, I believe. No one's bringing a corpse to it right now. Ah, no, Veldron is. And there weren't any bodies over here either? Yeah, okay. Okay, so now that that's done, we could actually probably turn off the power. Just for... I'm sure all you guys and gals are aware of this, but of course what we're trying to do, the main thing that we're trying to do is actually get our colonists out of here by finishing off the ship. So the first main priority is accomplishing all this research. Once we do get the antimatter reactor done, though, that will do a lot for us because that is what I believe is actually the biggest piece of the ship. So we'll be able to actually go ahead and put that in one of these hallways right here. Probably put it, like, right up against the wall. I think that would be a nice way to do it. Because we want to make sure that these guys are still able to get into their sleeping quarters and stuff like that. And obviously, they wouldn't be able to do that if the big alien ship was, like, in the way blocking it. The centipede just will not die. Like, I know he's a robot, so it makes a lot of sense that maybe he wouldn't deteriorate, but that is really, really silly. We do have a solar eclipse. Kind of annoying, mainly because of the fact that actually we have been using solar power now. But between our two geothermal generators, and especially with the crematorium off right now, I don't think there's really going to be any risk of us needing to get more power or something like that. Basically, I think we should be perfectly fine. Let's go ahead and actually... Oh my god, we can't... No! Sometimes I really hate how the selecting works in this game. Let's go ahead and actually select all these things. We could select the pillows and stuff like that. Really, obviously we're going to be selecting all these so we could sell them in the future, but it's also kind of a nice situation for us because I don't think we really do need to sell much of anything right now. The nice reason for selling those things would mainly be to get cash to go ahead and finally affect our relationship with some of these factions. Like I said before, the Gates Forest? I think that would be Gates. This Outlander town, they're kind of mad at us, but they're not horribly mad at us. Basically, they're relatively close to being hostile, but of course, White Mallard, these guys are crazy upset. Like, I believe, I've mentioned this before, so I won't obviously stick on it too much, but I believe that 40 is the point where they become hostile, and it really, really surprises me that they haven't yet. The ship reactor has actually been finished, which is freaking amazing for us. So, of course, I think next we're going to go for the next most expensive thing, which is going to be the ship antimatter propulsion, so let's get that in the works. That is actually also the most expensive piece of research. So the sucky thing about that is, of course, that means it's going to take quite a long period of time to get that finished. Okay, so we actually need all that metal stored. Oh no, cannot be placed under roof. Okay, awesome. That's the reason why we can't place it, I think. So let's actually go ahead, create a no roof zone. We'll make it cover this much space for now. Also, especially nice thing, I didn't know if the ship reactor was this small. I mean, it's still big, but I thought it was much larger than this. So that's actually not going to occupy all that much space. We're going to do the strategy that I mentioned before, where when we put the ship down, we're actually going to get rid of as much of the roof as we possibly can. Can we actually get rid of those blocks of space and still place it? I think we should be able to. Oh, yes! Oh, no! Okay, a boom rat exploding right where we're gonna build the ship reactor is obviously not the best thing for us. So let's, Cameron, I know you're gonna eat from the paste dispenser, but I would, prefer you to go ahead and put that fire out. Maybe actually Cameron can't put out fires. Let's double check that. No, Cameron totally can. No, I don't want you to clean dirt. I want you to get rid of the fire. Why can't we select the fire? Oh, fire is reserved by Adolphus. Adolphus, run, my mighty friend, and put it out. So we can seize the day and end up building our awesome ship. So, I may be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that the way that this should work is that now, similar to the setup I have with our solar panels out up here, I'm hoping that no one will be able to actually, like, fly into this area, and that, because the only areas that they should be able to land are covered by objects, you know? So theoretically, they shouldn't be able to, fly in here, and they shouldn't be able to, fly in here and destroy us. Granted, we do actually need to get this thing built before, that space is occupied and enemies can't land in with us, but, oh, we've got a food trader. I don't think we're going to do anything about that. Another cargo cluster. Got some shells. That'll be nice. We could probably sell those in the future, so let's go ahead and mark those up. We do still have that 50 medicine, so I don't think we'll need to buy medicine anytime soon, but you know, it's always one of those things where, since the option is there, it is always something that we can kind of, plan for potential usage in the future. We're hauling so much scrap, and I forgot, we actually don't even have a table to, convert scrap. We still don't even have the mechanoid one either, but honestly, it's kind of because they're not really needed at all. We've got so much metal in this mountainside, and so many mineral, like, deposits that we could, continue to mine out. There's really absolutely no point to get those kinds of tables rather than, just for completion's sake. And like I mentioned many a time before, at this point in the game, we're just trying to get out of here. We're just trying to escape. We don't care about building the kitchen that I said we're going to put right there. We don't care about building an actual good functional prisoner room. We don't care about building those extra tables. We just want to escape this Rimworld because I've never seen the ending. That's one thing that I'm still not too aware of. I don't know how many of you guys have. I know obviously since most people who would watch this type of game have presumably played it, I'm sure a lot of you guys have seen the ending. But I actually don't know. I'm not aware of how many of you guys have. So, it'd be interesting for me to know that. Whether or not it would be all of our first experience seeing this, seeing us escape, or maybe it would just be... Who knows? Maybe I'm the only one. Maybe you guys are all like, oh yeah, Brendan, you're such a common scum. Never seen the ending of Rimworld before. What a foolish fool. Well, I'm just chilling here being like, yeah, I'm a total ding-dong. I've never seen the ending. You know what I just realized? One thing that we should definitely do, seeing that we are actually getting the propulsion section built, is that we should start working on the other pieces as well. So let's actually go ahead, create a no-roof zone. We'll have it covered that much space for now. There are only 2 more pieces of the ship that are needed, but that's propulsion, which I imagine would go on the back of the reactor, and then the stasis pod. So I imagine what the ship is supposed to look like at this point is kind of go along like this. That's a structural beam. Let's try putting the computer core at the front. I think that would look cool. So what we're going to do is we'll put down 2 of those for now. We could probably even go for a 3rd, but let's just play it, we'll play it secret, we'll play it safe, and we'll get rid of that no-roof zone, get rid of that one right there, and we'll just work on those, because those are freaking 800 each, so those are very, very costly pieces. And it does look like we are actually able to build them, even though technically it doesn't really look like they're in a no-roof zone, because there isn't any light there at all. That's kind of weird. You know what? Who's not busy? Oh, okay, good. Those guys are actually continuing to work on these things, which is what I really want them to do right now. I want all of our people, who aren't doing kind of crucial tasks for survival, like, making all the plants grow, trying to recruit new people, and of course, Aaron with the research. I want anyone extra to, of course, be, doing, hauling all this metal over here, because we actually do really need to keep a good eye on that. I don't think we need to worry at all about, our turret setup, because I think we've got 6 of them. Like, and judging by how that last fight went down with that raider colony, I think we're gonna be pretty set for life, at least in regards to anyone else who might come and try to attack us. But yeah, so there's a number of reasons why it would be good to work on those right now. Number 1, to try to get us to escape this Rimworld of a planet, of a horrible, isolated disaster of a world. So we could get out of here ASAP. But then also, of course, it's very, very important for us actually to kind of keep an eye on how much metal is left over, because we have so much metal out here, but it costs 800 a piece for these structural beams, and I think we're gonna need at least 3 of them in total, and that's not even considering how much the stasis pods cost, and we're gonna need 1 stasis pod per colonist. So it's a thing where we have so much metal out here, but I'm pretty sure that actually the supply that we have set up is not even really close to the amount. How close are we in the... Yeah, the reactor isn't even halfway there. It's kind of getting a little bit close, but, seriously, it's gone to 750 at that point. But by the time we do get halfway, that's gonna wear down, like, a lot of the remaining resources out here. So, I'm hoping best case scenario we'll get to the point where, we'll only need to mine out what's in this little, like, island, alcove, mountainside, or whatever to get everything we need. If not, we still have these ones down here. These are relatively local, but I'm hoping we won't need to go too far away. Like, if we need to go all the way over here, that'd be kind of frustrating, because obviously then we're in a little bit of a danger zone, to say the least. We're also low on food. We've got enough food. It's just not what's in the hamper, so we don't need to worry about that. We can also play it a little bit safe. I almost said space for whatever reason. We can play it a little bit space! Technically, this whole game we've been playing a little space so far, since it is, like a space survival colony simulator and all that. But let's, like I was saying, play it a little bit safe. Just go ahead and harvest all those extra plants. That means we're going to have a lot of resources right now. It really scares me, but I think we'll be okay. Obviously, the way that the game works right now, the more resources you have, the stronger the enemy attacks are. We do have a combat supplier. I think we're totally going to get in contact with that dude, because look at all the weapons we have to sell. There's so many weapons. So, who's our main negotiator? That's something that I actually completely forgot. It was Jack Frost, of course. Jack Frost is our man of noble manliness, seeing as he is level 10. Not too far up the highest anymore now that we have Irene to help with that. I believe it was Irene. Yeah. Irene is just level 9. But of course, we want to use the best people we can for these kinds of uses. So, we actually don't have any shells, even though they're around the map, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Weapons, pistol, great bow, pump shotgun. How fast does the pump shotgun fire? 1.8 seconds, 1.1 seconds. That's not too much of a difference than the pistol, and I'm sure actually the damage, obviously the range is much worse, but I don't think the range, I think the pump action shotgun should be able to fire within that radius. Who knows, I may be wrong. Honestly, I'm not sure if it's worth it to actually go ahead and buy, the pump action shotgun. I think we're actually just gonna go ahead, sell a lot of what we've got. We'll probably actually, we might buy a little bit of medicine, but I think what we're going to use most of this for will actually to go ahead and kind of bribe, some of those other factions, like I've mentioned, we wanted to do for a long time now, especially since we're over 1,000. I think it would be very, very keen for us to do that. So Jack Frost, you are going to get right back to work, on that little thingamajig there, and I think we should try Let's go for White Mallard first. They theoretically, it actually might make sense to go for the lower colony first, mainly because of the fact that, since they actually are, lower, that means it'll be easier for us to get them farther from turning into an enemy faction. While these guys are so close that actually we might spend money to make them like us more, but then one mistake might still make them hostile to us. These guys are a bit closer, but still, I think we'll go for White Mallard, even though I just basically said it doesn't make any sense to do it that way. I'm a silly man with a silly plan, and a FIFA 05, Philly 05 fan. That actually is the wrong person to call. We want to call White Mallard. Let's give the... Yeah, actually, 12 goodwill for that much. That's really good. They thank you. We can offer them another. And then I think we'll disconnect from them. And let's actually go for the one that is friendly. Yeah, that brought them to 15. That is really good for us. They are even an outland town, which is really good. Sticks at a Plane. That is a really good name. I've had it with these mother-effing sticks on these mother-effing planes. So let's actually go ahead and give them another 300 silver to go ahead and give them a little bit goodwill with us. Basically, why we're doing it with them now is because we want them to be on our side. They actually are... I forgot that it says that they are actually neutral right now. By getting them friendly with us, of course, that means we'll be able to get them for future, ask them for assistance in future fights and stuff like that, which I think would actually be very important. We can even actually go ahead and spend the rest of what we've got to buy a couple of things in medicine. I think that would be a nice, safe way to handle things, even though we actually are 50, now over 50. You know, I am and have always been a better safe than sorry type of guy, so I just like to handle things this way. We do have another group of tribes people coming in. They are attacking immediately. They're actually pretty close by, so we need to get everyone inside quick. Let's focus on the dudes who are outside. Move you two inside. Jack Frost as well. You actually are going to be very important for this fight, my good sir. Since you do have the big ol' machine gun or whatever, then we'll move everyone else indoors as well. Like we have in the past, we'll probably save a good number of these people to try help put out fires. What? They're inside already. Well, that was unbelievably quick. They're really trying to burn down our base. That is bad news bears for us big time. Okay, we need to turn on our turrets. It actually might be a good idea to start adding turrets into some of the rooms in here. I'm not sure, because these tribes people are so freaking irritating. Let's save the big guns for, oh, maybe I should have bought the pump action shotgun and sold the Lee Enfield. I think that would have been much better. Let's, get Cameron... Veldron, come on, buddy, there we go. Aaron and Alex to go out there. Maybe even Austin, while all of the people with the really big guns will go ahead and, prepare with the turrets to go ahead and actually take everyone else down. Most of the, actually, it is quite even. I was gonna say most of the tribes people do seem to be going down bottom, which is good, but that's actually not true at all. A lot of them are actually coming right indoors, and that is obviously very bad for us. This is awful! Look at them! They're like all coming up top. Holy cow. Okay, well, what we're going to do then is I think we're going to put everyone... Let's put everyone in there for now. I think the fight down here should go perfectly fine, seeing how many dudes are actually down there. Most of them, like I just said, are actually coming up top. Alex, come on, get inside, buddy. There we go. Okay, he's safe. You know what? We actually need to get them out here. We need to get them in this turret location. We need to turn these turrets on. Obviously, that's going to be a massive amount of power that's going to be used, but it's going to be worth it to keep our dudes alive. Actually... they're in a bit of a pickle now, because I think they just got locked in this room because those dudes are there. Luckily, those dudes actually do seem to be going out to the turrets, which is obviously a very poor move on their part. Let's actually move Adolphos down here. He's going to assist with all that. There hasn't been any damage on our two dudes with a latitude firing down there, and I think that should mean that this fight is going to go perfectly fine for us. Turret took a little bit of damage, but that's not much of a problem. This guy is, these dudes are starting to get a huge beating. Come on, turrets! Keep on firing! Oh my god, we actually might need these dudes to come out for some assistance. What they can do for now, though, is they can actually get the one-on-one guys who are chilling outside. If I gotta say anything about how this fight is going down right now, I gotta say I'm so thankful that it is raining, because this whole situation could have been so much worse if it wasn't. Let's move Austin right there, Cameron right there, and then Veldron can chill. No, Veldron can chill up there. That was Aaron, actually. Most of those dudes are dead. I think it's actually time to move these guys inside, because our turrets aren't really at risk of being destroyed yet, but I think I would like to prepare these dudes to actually help for the fight out here. Although I actually am still a little bit worried about that. We do have a colonist who needs treatment at this point. It is once again Veldron. That is so unfortunate. Veldron has taken a lot of, he's been taking quite a bit of a beating in his time in the colony, but let's actually move, everyone out here now, and everyone's gonna go take down the mighty horse. He's actually not mighty at all, since he is our enemy. He's weak and foolish and shall be destroyed. Actually, shall be destroyed quite easily, looking at things in the aftermath. That dude is still alive, which is a little bit annoying. How are our turrets doing out here? Okay, they are actually starting to get into a little bit of a critical position. Oh no! I didn't think it was that close. Oh no! Well, there goes a lot of metal. That's unfortunate, but you know. All of our people are going to start firing right now. They are actually fleeing, so let's get everyone indoors. I'd rather keep them safe and just let these guys leave. Obviously they're freaking annoying, but you know, we're rather just deal with the losses we've had and you know, deal with it in the future rather than risk actually losing any additional lives. Really sucks that we lost that turret in there. I actually think that probably means that we should put out a little bit of an extra expense to at least get two additional turrets in there rather than just that one. One meaning the two that we had before. Like, I don't know why I worded it that way. That was a horrible way to word things. But we're gonna put 3 turrets in here. We aren't gonna put down 4 quite yet, just because I don't want any danger to be a possibility with that AI personnel core. Did we just do friendly fire? I don't think we did. Veldron seems to be okay, but Cameron, please stop firing. Thank you. Thank you. Like I said, I don't think he did any friendly fire, but actually, no, he did. Charge rifle on Veldron's torso. Cameron, that was a little bit of a bad move on your part, but I forgive you because I love you. But make me a little sad. Solar flare has begun. Ugh. You know, it's one of those things once again where actually if there was a time for the solar flare to occur, this is definitely the best possible moment for it, but it's still annoying. I hate solar flares so much. I also think that actually, you know what, we have so much metal. Let's actually go ahead and actually, oh shoot, we need to research the 2 tables. I actually completely forgot about that. Well, that's a reason why that's not going to be happening anytime soon. Who are our doctors? A lot of people are wounded. Our doctors are Cameron, Noah, who is injured, and Noah is actually the main doctor. So let's go ahead and have Cameron actually go ahead and try to heal Noah first. I think Cameron is probably sleeping. Sorry, Cameron, how much sleep do you need? He doesn't need that much sleep. We're gonna wake him up, have him go ahead and heal Noah. Prioritize healing Noah first, then we can actually have some feeding going down. That doesn't necessarily need to happen quite yet. Hopefully Alex will get to work on that. Well, hopefully someone else will. Yeah, people aren't gonna be starving to death quite yet. In fact, Noah, who was hungry, I imagine, since we could feed him, he is actually doing a good job of prioritizing other jobs first. I imagine because he doesn't necessarily need food that much. Thankfully, we do have so much food lying around, but it really is an irritation that now people are going to, oh no! Every colonist of the male gender whines in pain. Some distant engine of hatred is stirring. It is projecting a powerful psychic drone over the entire region on a frequency that only seems to affect the male gender. For a few days, some people's mood will be quite a bit worse. Okay, that's unfortunate. We, so far, don't have anyone who is near a mental breakup. Okay, here it comes, yeah. It's kind of expecting that. How are you doing? What are your negatives? Psychic drone, hideous environment, sharing a bedroom. Alex is sharing a bedroom? It's probably because that wall was destroyed, but even that shouldn't make him share a bedroom, I don't think. I don't know what's up with that, but this is a really bad time for that kind of thing to happen, because obviously now, there's so many corpses lying around, which is going to give us a lot of big old negatives. We should actually turn on that so we could end up getting rid of the corpses. There's no light, so that's gonna make a lot of our people upset. Although, okay, cool. The solar flare did actually just end. Alex's negative mood, still in the negative, but it's actually not going down. It actually is still going down quite rapidly. He is urgently hungry, though. Freaking grab a meal, Alex. Where are you? Okay, Alex is eating. That's gonna help with that. Right? Okay, you went in the positives for a second there. God, I hate it when it's this close to being bad. Whatever, so we're starting to regain power. Yeah, our batteries are gonna be perfectly fine. We do still have a lot of wood in here, so we shouldn't need to worry about getting additional wood for building and stuff like that. Of course, now we actually do also have a lot of stuff that needs to be hauled, so let's actually go ahead and select all that stuff. Hopefully that'll get hauled before, they actually move it, so we won't need to select to haul it twice or anything like that. Adolphos, be careful, my good sir. You don't want to chill around those bodies too much, otherwise you might start going a little bit cuckoo bananas on us, and obviously cuckoo bananas is the worst thing that could happen to our entire colony, so it's a big ol' no. Don't let it happen to you. You're a good man, and I don't want to lose you. Oh, come on! Okay, Alex had a mental break and he's going on a rampage. Let's have Jack Frost beat him up, melee attack him. That means we're probably gonna need to recruit him, but now Jack Frost is nearing a mental break. He's not horribly close to it, but let's get Adolphos to actually help with this. Honestly, it is such a good, like, gameplay mechanic and stuff like that, but what has always been and still remains my least favorite part of this game is like the mental resistance kind of thing. I just hate that so much because I don't really find it fun. It's just kind of really tedious and boring and dull. Alex is alive. We're gonna rescue him. Obviously, that's a very good thing for us. Hopefully, since we're rescuing him, that doesn't mean we will have to worry about recruiting. His movement, Jack Frost's movement is very poor. That's unfortunate. None of that is permanent though, so he should be up for healing. Mental break is now imminent. Can I pause time so I could check that? Oh, it's for Alex? He's already crazy, so that doesn't really matter, honestly. Jack Frost, how low can you go? He's actually doing okay. Hideous environment. You shouldn't be in a hideous environment for long, my good sir. I can't. This is a hideous environment. This is part of our home. There's flowers and other pretty stuff chilling there. Why is that a bad thing for you? Okay, cool. Austin did actually put Alex in a bed, which makes me very happy. That should mean that he will be re-recruitable. Jack Frost is being helped. Alex is still the one who's very low. Better him than anyone else, obviously. And what actually did Alex drop? Alex might have had a really good weapon. Oh yeah, he had the Lee Enfield. That really doesn't matter. A housemate is passing by. Once again, just load of butts. Housemates don't really matter to us at all. Who knows? Maybe I should have handled that a bit better. Maybe I should have kept our people inside so they wouldn't be at risk of like going insane from the psychic drone. Oh my god. Aaron has had a mental break. It didn't say he was imminent, so, and now he's dead. Really? Wait, Jack Frost is dead? Oh my god. Well, thanks for the warning, game. I'm pretty sure it never said Irene was that close to a mental break, and that is really frustrating to me. Because now, obviously, we've lost Irene as well, and Irene was one of our, we've lost Jack Frost, and Jack Frost is one of our best colonists, without a doubt. So, we're gonna beat up Irene. Hopefully that won't be a problem for long. Oh my god, now mental break imminence is still for Alex, but mental break soon is actually for Noah as well. It's probably because of, just witnessed, the injury. So let's go ahead, rescue Irene. That'll be good for us. Then Noah can go about his regular duties. Oh, now we really actually need these two people to be recruited. And of course, that's not gonna happen because they're tribespeople, and tribespeople are impossible to recruit. And on top of that, Jack Frost was our main warden, so... I hate psychic. I hate the mental stuff in this game. That's something that I really hate. In fact, Ambrose is having a mental break. He's actually one of the crazy people, of course. You guys might consider this kind of scummy, but I kind of really want to refresh a save. Because, I don't know, this isn't fun to me. Honest to God, if I could get... We're gonna refresh a save. I hate not having fun in this game. sorry if this is actually like, oh, you're being a total noob, Brendan, you suck, you shouldn't do that, it's cheating the game, which honestly it is, but I hate to say this because because Tainan is such a good game developer, but personally, I just hate the psychic drone thing. I think it just, I hate all the mental stuff in this game. It's not fun to me. It's not fun at all. That's the one thing that I would personally remove from the game. And I understand it's a colony sim, so it makes a lot of sense. I guess we're going all the way back to this fight. And I actually apologize for that, because that actually is bringing us way, way back in time, longer than I should bring us back, for sure. Is that dude dead, or actually still alive shooting at us? It does look like he's in shock, so I think that actually does mean... Yeah, he's incapacitated. Okay, so let's turn off all those turrets. Those don't need to be online anymore. If he's incapacitated, I don't think we could capture him, but in all honesty, I don't think I would want to capture him as well. All of our dudes are gonna start firing at Lee. I mean Lear, not Lee. Oh god, Jack Frost already took a really big beating. His rib is cracked and his torso is hurt pretty bad. I think we're already gonna move these guys back inside, because as you guys could imagine, I don't want them dying. I don't want them taking serious injuries. And that actually did, if nothing else, that did distract our enemies for a little bit of time, giving, of course, the turrets, an extra... okay, they did take down that one. Makes sense, they took it down before. Obviously okay, but they are now fleeing, which is obviously very, very good for us. They take a few more shots off on the turrets. Doesn't really matter all that much to us. Our dudes are gonna keep on firing. Kind of irrelevant. Let's just go ahead and get our people back onto their normal duties and stuff like that. Sucks so much that we lost that turret. I think actually, seeing as they barely had anyone left, we probably could have ended up saving that turret if we acted fast enough, but, we obviously didn't. So sucks to our Asmar and sucks for us. So let's get rid of you, get rid of that door right there. A solar flare has begun. Solar flare I'm okay with, as long as it's not the psychic drone again. In fact, let's actually save the game like that and continue on with our journey. Once again, guys, I apologize if any of you are really, really irritated by that. I can fully 100% understand why you would be. I just also really, really hate the psychic drone effects in this game. I think it's not really fun. It's just kind of tedious because gives you all the small things that a lot of the time you can't really effectively change unless you just have your colonists sit around and do nothing all day. And I will say, I think that that's a bad gameplay mechanic. I think that, because here's the thing. Obviously, we don't have carpets, and obviously the solar flare did affect things, because that made a lot of the areas hideous environments, and obviously I had a lot of our dudes do mining activities, which is putting them in a hideous environment, which is going to give them a lot of negatives. But it's also one of those things where, even if we had carpets, that's a 25 negative from that psychic presence thing. So honestly, I think the only way that we could have prevented a mental break at all would have been to have our people just sit around and do nothing all day. And to me, that's kind of a bad gameplay design. You shouldn't ever have a point where, to prevent something bad from happening, you just need to put someone in a room and just have them sit there idly playing with their thumbs, you know? Because that's not gameplay. That's just sitting there and waiting. So we do need to worry about Alex. Alex is in a hideous environment now, and he's actually very tired and hungry. Alex, what the hell, man? If you need to do those other things, go do those other things. Let's get him inside. That's one thing that I will say, if I am actually complaining about this, some of the things that I don't like in this game. I love Rimworld. Rimworld is one of my favorite games that I play in the colony, of course. That's why I play it so much. But, I do still have a lot of negatives with it, and it's understandable, because it's still in its alpha stages. But I do think the colonists still need to be reworked a little, because if you're hungry, and you're tired, and you're going close to a mental break, obviously go eat something or get some sleep. Don't do the task that you're doing when there's other things that really obviously should be prioritized more. So let's go ahead and station him for that. He actually is going to go asleep first. That should be okay. I think that should start putting him happier. No, it's not. No, it's not, because now he's got the urgently hungry. But he actually is balanced out once more, so that's actually perfectly a-okay. We need to turn the turrets off. Okay, all the others that should be on are good. It looks like the solar flare is actually ending, which is freaking awesome. That means Alex is going to be able to go ahead and get some food from the nutrient paste dispenser once again. Is Cameron? No, Cameron is actually good. I saw that Cameron was close to a mental break. And it made me a little bit worried because I love our main man Cameron. Don't want him to be going crazy or bonkers on us. So yeah, I think that actually we are going to be ending the episode at this point once again. Obviously, we are at that 35-minute mark. I apologize if any of you guys think that was kind of like phony or scummy or anything like that. Honestly, it was. I'm not gonna sugarcoat things for you guys. It was me cheating the game, going back and affecting things, because honestly, the colony almost certainly would have survived from that. It's just one of those things where I really hate it when there's points in video games where things go bad for you when there is effectively not really anything you can do. And I understand that you guys say there was a lot we could have done. We obviously, like I said, don't have any rooms with carpets, but I could put them in this room right here. This room has wooden flooring. It is very dirty, but this room almost certainly is not considered a hideous environment. Yeah, it's not. It is an ugly environment though, but that's only a -5 minus. We really should have someone who's also a heavy-duty cleaner. Let's actually change that right now. Probably should be Noah. Noah doesn't do a hell of a lot of work anymore. He does do a lot of doctoring, but extra cleaning work would be nice on top of that. But, you guys heard me before when I was complaining about just having colonists sit there, do nothing. I think that's a very... If that's the only way that we could have really dealt with that, mental break, I think that's a very bad, inefficient game design way of dealing with that mental break. And, I think it's kind of a cheap way of the game cheating us, forcing us to be put in a bad situation and lose our people. And I would rather just have a journey that's more balanced, you know. We're not playing Randy Random, we don't need to deal with that kind of shenanigans. So we're going back and avoiding that psychic presence. I have been saying a lot of negatives, though, especially saying that one piece of what I do consider bad game design. I want to say, I have said this in the past, but I do want to emphasize it just because I have been saying that. I think Tynan Sylvester is an incredibly good game designer, because this game in its alpha stage shows so much polish and stuff like that. There's just a few pet peeves that I have with certain situations that I think should be, tweaked a little bit, and probably will as the future, as the game goes on into its future and stuff like that. So anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you all for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please consider leaving a like, a comment, and or subscribing if you have not. I am the EggScrambledGamer, and I will see you all next time.